Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Today I wanted to go over a Druid kill that I got on Adina. I thought it might be interesting to see someone who is not super comfortable with Druid attempting to do things, and potentially me looking at stuff that I thought I was meant to do, but I think in hindsight probably weren't the best things to do. The first thing I want to point out is, as we have a Heal Tempest and a Alacrity Mirage, I thought the Might would be covered. So instead of running Grace of the Lands, I run Lingering Light instead, because I don't think the Might output is necessary from me. Sort of starting the video, I've noticed I have very early, whatever, placed my spirits. This probably wasn't the best move. I probably should have at least waited until the ready check, but there you go. I'm just gonna have low. I'm just gonna have to recast them at some point. I also probably should have been on my mount at this point to sort of reduce the amount of damage that I've taken. But for some reason, whenever I'm playing a healer, I think I'm immune to all damage because I heal it. Right now, I'm trying to stand off the group, so I'm always pulling one of the 5 pillars, and I'm also trying to place it in a way that the tank, it's close to the tank, so they can sort of get to it nice and easily from their tanking position.
Getting loot.
Okay, we go behind the pillar. For some reason, I use Celestial Avatar here. Not really the best move while we're away at the pillars, but I think it's force of habit. I see Celestial Avatar up, I pop it. That's something, if I played a bit more Druid, I'm sure I'd get out of the habit of. Cool, recasting all my spirits. We come back into the group now because we have the pillars down. For some reason there, Celestial Avatar up on the group, and I don't use it. I really I don't know why. It feels a bit strange. At least I waited until after the pillars were done, but obviously we're running around in a circle now. Here, I do my best to stay close into Adina. You can see that there will always be a 1 to 2 hexagon space. In fact, that the kind of pillars that are raised up, they kind of look a bit green. They'll always be safe for you to run on, regardless of what's happened with the little explodey cone bomb things, all of that kind of stuff. You can always go around in the middle. Just got to be careful not to get too close to the boss, else you might get nuked. Okay, we kill the hands, nice and easy there, and again, I'm trying to pull the pillar. Managed to get it there. I don't want to stand in the cone because that suggests to me that's the way that our tank is tanking to, and therefore the little explodey cones might go that way, and if the explodey cones go on the pillars, well, we're going to have a bad time, as we experienced in one of the prior runs. Behind the pillars,
It's not CM where I have to actually watch.
I'm almost ran back into the boss there, but I'm staying just off, just making sure to get the pillar again. Place the pillar, come back into the boss, give anyone some healing. I actually use Celestial Avatar this time round, which is nice. And yeah, just keeping everyone topped up, back behind the pillar again. I kind of, maybe at this point, I probably should have come out Celestial Avatar just so you know, it was recharging again quicker. And as you can see here, there's a big gap there. Lots of people getting claimed by the drop and by the wall. If you stay in close towards the boss, you can avoid that. One person that we did lose, unfortunately, then was our Alacrity Mirage. So me not taking Grace of the Land instead of Lingering Light kind of hurt us. One thing you might have seen there, I'm probably slow stuff down so you can see, I've actually somehow managed to hit a staff 5 correctly. So, post-processing hollow here, I've noticed there was a corrosive poison cloud on the group, so yeah, this point is redundant. Just before our feedback came up, my staff 5 absorbed a lot of the projectiles that would have knocked us back or whatever.
Mind your step.
I try and do a staff 5 there. Again, unfortunately this time around doesn't really help us too much, but luckily we can top off the group nice and easily. Doesn't cause us too many problems. Moving around to kill the hands again. I'm still in Celestial Avatar, so there's not much I can do in terms of projectile blocks, but we have a feedback. That's all good. In a pug meta group, I suppose, you'd usually have a renegade there that's doing Ventari, but we planned for not having a renegade and adjusted accordingly. We have the pillar up there. We're going to place it quite far away. I was in two minds where the best place to place this one would be this time round. It kind of ended up there. I feel like it's a little far away from the tank to get to, but it didn't really matter in the end. They've got behind it all okay. Luckily, as part of my as part of my build, I give super speed when I come out Celestial Avatar, which I did when I was at the pillar, which gave the tank super speed to get back to the boss. Obviously, double-edged sword there. People can end up Celestial Avataring off the edge. But yeah, just rotating, keeping everyone topped up. I've got a couple of spirits that have been up there for a while that probably could have done with being used, but hey, what can you do? I kind of come quite close into the boss here, kind of forgetting my plan to always pull the pillars, remembering at the last moment I managed to just move out, but that could have forced one of the DPS to move away, which wouldn't have been good. Again, just using Celestial Avatar in Celestial Avatar ways. Just want to use the spirits to kind of... They're pumping boons out for me, I believe, in this build. I hope I'm running that trait now after saying it. This isn't super useful for the up times necessarily, but it is very useful in terms of in terms of keeping my monk runes stats up. So that's why I always try and move them around. Also, it makes sure that they're always in range. So as you can see there again, nice and easily moving around the kind of those grassy hexagons, if you like, grassy sort of lowered pillars. Always safe generally. You can get caught out by stepping too close, but it doesn't catch us out that time around. I'm in Celestial Avatar right now, so there's not much I can do in terms of projectile denial.
I'll feed back the next one.
I don't know why I used staff 5 there. That wasn't really very useful. I really should have been thinking about it for us jumping across there. Could have been useful, but luckily no one gets claimed while we're jumping across, and we are onto the final hand. Someone goes down there. There's a lot of this debuff on. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but I think it makes us receive more damage. So I hope, I didn't quite see their health there. I hope they went down more because of the debuff and not because my healing wasn't up to scratch. Going along there, kind of get the pillars again, nice and easy. This kind of feels a bit easier this phase in the last 25% because you've got a nice big area in the center there for the final kill. The only thing to pay attention to are the hands. Now, I mistakenly thought that the hands... I really should be thinking about trying to take a pillar here. Kind of too close. I'm very lucky to grab it there. I was always under the impression that the hands did the throwing projectile stuff here. But I guess the two hands that spawn on both what we've got marked as arrow and circle replicate what they would do in the split phases or the hands phases every 25%, whatever you want to call it. So you don't have to worry about the projectiles until later, I assume. I was lucky again to get a pillar there, to be honest. I might be wrong in that, but yeah, I don't know. So I was kind of trying to cast staff 5 behind us because for some reason I had it in my mind that one was the one that was going to cause us problems. Didn't quite turn out like that in the end, but oh well, better to be safe than sorry, I suppose. Come back in, final 2%. We're just healing everyone up as best I can.
Yes.
And that is the kill. So obviously lots left to be desired in terms of how I play Druid, but hopefully it gives you an idea of maybe what the bare bones is that you can do as a druid in certain groups. Fingers crossed anyway. I hope it was useful for somebody, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.